If you're a woman 40 plus and you've been told to eat less and move more, I'm going to explain why that's probably the worst advice that you could follow. Eat less and move more is very unclear. Now, we've been doing this for over 20 years, and I'll tell you, for example, Tracy, who has seen incredible results inside her program, did the exact opposite. When it comes to moving more and eating less, we don't know what foods it is that we should not be eating or what actually we should be eating more of. That's number one. When it comes to moving more, it's very unclear of what we should be doing to move more. So when I explain that you should actually be doing less cardio, more resistance training, so people are very often confused when they hear the term, just move more and eat less, and that'll solve all your problems. That is absolutely false. And as we get through this video, I'll tell you exactly what you can do instead, especially as a woman 40 plus, to increase your metabolism and get your body in a fat burning stage instead of slowing it down, which is exactly what that advice does. If you're a woman 40 plus and you've been told to eat less and move more, I'm going to explain why that's probably the worst advice that you could follow. Eat less and move more is very unclear. Now, we've been doing this for over 20 years, and I'll tell you, for example, Tracy, who has seen incredible results inside her program, did the exact opposite. When it comes to moving less and eating more, or moving more and eating less, is that we don't know what foods it is that we should not be eating or what actually we should be eating more of. That's number one. When it comes to moving more, it's very unclear of what we should be doing to move more. So when I explain that you should actually be doing less cardio and more resistance training, I don't believe that's what that frame means. So people are very often confused when they hear the term, just move more and eat less, and that'll solve all your problems. That is absolutely false. And as we get through this video, I'll tell you exactly what you can do instead, especially as a woman 40 plus, to increase your metabolism and get your body in a fat burning stage instead of slowing it down, which is exactly what that advice does. So when it comes to eating less, this is such a big mistake. It's terrible advice because I see a lot of women not eating enough to begin with. So the problem here is that you're already depriving yourself. So often what I see, women are often eating very little breakfast. Having breakfast at all, it's going to be a mixture of a couple macronutrients, like it may be an egg and it may be toast, and that's basically it. We teach the 4 macros, so you need a fat in there and you need a veggie in there to make a complete meal. We move on to lunch. It could be a late lunch. It's usually a salad, just mostly greens and maybe some chicken on top. Again, we're lacking nutrients. And then finally, there's a big supper. So that's what happens when we slow our metabolism. We have big gaps between meals. We don't eat complete meals. We're missing macros and we're missing the benefits that each macro has. So we have a big supper and then we feel bloated. We have lack of digestion. Things aren't moving properly. We're not burning. We're actually slowing your metabolism. So that's why the phrase eat less is false, because you shouldn't be eating less. Probably 90% of the women that come into our program or jump on a call with me, they're not eating enough. Often they're eating less than 1,000 calories, which is kind of crazy. In starvation mode, which means we're not able to burn off. Your body, your metabolism is actually doing its job. Your metabolism is saying, I don't know where my next meal is coming from. Put our body in starvation mode. We're gonna hold on to every form of body fat possible. And you're not be able to burn body fat because your metabolism is running so slow. And your metabolism is there for a reason. It's actually there to protect you. It's actually there to help you, but we need to work with it and reignite that metabolism to move faster and speed up. So if I were to say what foods should you be eating, we need to prioritize protein. Your body is going through sarcopenia, which means you are actually losing muscle mass rapidly the more you age. What can help with that? Resistance training, protein in particular, supplementation as well. But when it comes to protein in particular, that needs to be prioritized. Protein also has a higher thermic burn, which means the more protein that you consume, within reason, clean portions, spread out throughout the day, that can actually help increase your metabolism and help that. So if you prioritize protein and make sure you have protein in each meal, then you'll be able to more easily burn body fat because your metabolism is speeding up. So again, the phrase eat less is false. We should be eating more calories throughout the day as long as they're clean, and we should be eating more protein as well. Now, when it comes to the types of protein that you could consume or that you need to start prioritizing, I would suggest eggs as one of my top picks. Eggs are very versatile. You can have them for breakfast in the morning. You can have them a number of different ways. I probably don't need to list them for you. But you can also them and you can chop them up and put them on your salad. You can even have an egg bake for dinner. So many different options for eggs in particular. A lot of different health benefits. Push aside the cholesterol nonsense and enjoy eggs because your body needs them. Tons of nutrients. I'm a big fan of non-fat Greek yogurt. This would be high protein. Make sure you check the ingredients. These should have very simple ingredients. Avoid the unnatural sweeteners, additives, and flavoring. You can actually flavor it yourself. There's a lot of different clean sweeteners on the market. I would choose something like xylitol, possibly stevia, depending on your taste buds, but you can actually flavor this yourself. Maybe even maple syrup if you need to. This is a nice option for a high protein snack or meal if you want to add berries to that, if you want to add hemp seeds for some healthy fats. Very versatile with a Greek yogurt. And then cottage cheese is also on top of my list. These are not any name brands in particular that I'm suggesting. Just make sure you're checking the ingredients, looking at your protein content. Cottage cheese, usually, if you can find dry cottage cheese, that'd be even better. That has a higher protein content, although the shelf life is less, but it has cleaner ingredients. But if you can find a regular cottage cheese, this is really high in protein and again, versatile. This is actually a casein, which means it's a slow digesting protein, which would be perfect in the evening, like for a bedtime snack or after dinner type of thing. And again, versatile. You can put salt and pepper on there. Some people put fruit in here, a number of different benefits. Consider food combining if you have some digestion issues, but that's probably for another topic. So those are my 3 suggestions to help increase your protein intake throughout the day. Now, when it comes to supplementation, supplements are basically a hack to help you more easily get the nutrients that your body needs. Here's a clean, pure protein supplement. This one is plant-based, 25 grams of protein. You can throw this in a shake in the morning, a smoothie in the afternoon, a simple, easy way to increase your protein intake or to make sure you're prioritizing protein and adding that. So again, not eating less, not taking away, but most likely adding more. This is a simple way to increase your metabolism and help you burn body fat. Also remember, I'll mention this in the fitness section, but the more muscle mass that you have, the higher your metabolism burns. So that's important to understand. And then also I'm a big fan of collagen. Huge fan of collagen. This is super versatile. You can throw it in your morning coffee. You can throw it in an evening elixir. You can throw it in soups, shakes, smoothies, wherever you need. You can add an extra boost of protein. This has 11 grams of protein. So if you had 1 scoop a day, that's an extra 11 grams. If you have 2 scoops, that's 22 grams. That's close to the 25 grams of protein that we suggest per meal. 25 to 35. I know that sounds like a lot to most people, but I would suggest starting out slowly increasing your protein consumption throughout the day. That will slowly build up your metabolism and help you start to burn body fat, and you won't even know what's happening. You'll be so surprised that some simple steps, some simple tips throughout the day will make a big difference. Now, the last topic I want to mention here is resistance training, because when they say the phrase, just move more and eat less, I'm going to say moving more is false again, unless you want to slow your metabolism. So a great way to slow your metabolism is actually doing hours and hours of cardio. If you want to build muscle and increase your metabolism and put your body in a fat burning stage, you would prioritize resistance training. The problem here with women in particular is I see so many of them head over to the cardio machines and they just do walking, they do jogging, running, elliptical, recumbent bike, whatever it is cardio focused. And maybe some women will go to the weight section and do 5-10 minutes of weights and some abs to end things off. In most cases, that doesn't even happen. What I would like you to consider is flipping that upside down and prioritizing your resistance training. Because I mentioned that sarcopenia at the beginning of how your muscles are actually disintegrating, along with bone mass as well. Exercise is great to help densify that bone mass. So exercise for bone mass, exercise to prevent sarcopenia. And then we also need to understand that movement, mobility, strength, I want you to consider instead of weight loss, changing your mindset to more strength-based exercises and movement. I'm not really a fan of old school standing and curling. I suggest full body weight movements, and full body weight don't have to be complicated. They could be simple. Like, for example, when you do a push-up, you're using your full body. When you're doing a squat, you're using your full body. There's a number of different things that you can do that don't require equipment. They don't require a gym. All they require is you finding a way to make that happen consistently throughout the day. Now, to make that happen, I would suggest 3 workouts a week, something like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then for at least 30 minutes. So long past are the days where you have to do an hour of cardio, then 45 minutes of resistance training, 5 days a week to see any results. That's just a mindset shift that we need to get on board with to help you understand. We have seen incredible results from our clients, and most of them work out 3 days a week for 30 minutes max. And that's how they see results. That's a really nice baseline. Now, some people might want to do extra because often we find our ladies that they new ambition and more motivation and more discipline. So they get so much more when they start increasing metabolism and reducing body fat, fitting in their clothes better. They actually want to move more. They want to be more active. So they say, on my off days, what can I do? Well, we can add in things. Like, there's nothing wrong with cardio. It's great for your lungs. It's great for your heart. There's nothing wrong with walking your dog or doing other exercises that could be outside or could be more fulfilling to you. But it starts off with the resistance training to prioritize, and that's really what's going to speed up your metabolism. That's also going to help reduce that bloat that a lot of women have over 40. And it's going to do the opposite of reducing or slowing that metabolism and moving more and eating less, which is absolute nonsense. So hopefully that gave you an idea of what you can do, especially in this age group. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button so you can be first to know when that comes out, because we've got a lot more content coming like this. Now, don't forget to comment below if you enjoyed this video, because I will bring more content just like this to you. The more comments and the more excitement I get when people say, hey, this is great, I want more. Let's do it together. See you on the next one.